everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Today we're going to be talking to you about college. Now I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what can these girls tell us about college?
Well, we've got some experiences that we would like to share with all of you.
And we've compiled a list of tips based on those experiences. I'm currently going into my last semester at Oakland University, and I'll be graduating in December.
And I'm going into my fourth year, not graduating until December of 21, but basically we told you this because we've been here for a long time.
And we have lots of experiences. College pro tip number 1, get yourself a rolling backpack because you'll need it. Okay, so if you don't want to break your back, get a rolling backpack. My first 2 years at college, I had like a regular backpack that I would just carry around with all my books every single day, and it gave me a lot of shoulder and back pain. And honestly, the easiest solution is just to get a rolling backpack. You'll be able to walk around campus faster. The only bad thing is that when it rains, but
We're in the winter, you can't really use a rolling backpack. But my first year, I broke my back every day.
and I feel like a lot of people judged me for having a rolling backpack just because you typically don't see it on a college campus, but honestly, it's probably the best decision you can make.
Especially if you live on a bigger campus, like maybe Michigan State or something, you're gonna need something to roll around your books all day. College pro tip number 2, bring lots of food to school. My freshman year, I wasn't exactly the best with this one because I would never bring enough snacks, and then I'd have to buy some from the vending machines.
And the vending machine charges you $1.10 for a pack of goldfish.
Yeah, so it's a lot cheaper to bring your own snacks, get them at the grocery store, and put them in your lunch.
Yeah, stock up on all your favorites, goldfish, Cheez-Its, chips, candy. Also, yeah, candy's essential. Our favorites are Sour Patch Kids and Starburst and M&Ms.
Especially if you're at school all day, you're going to want some sugar.
Yeah. College pro tip number 3, get lots of sleep when you can because deadlines approach sooner than you think. So if you have free time in the evenings, it's not really considered free time, especially because it's important to get a lot of sleep. If you have time to go to bed early, I suggest that you go to bed early, just because later on you might have to stay up late to study for a test or work on a last-minute project, finish an assignment that's due the next morning.
Especially if you have to wake up early every morning, like we had to wake up at 5:30 every morning. It's really important to go to bed by 10 or 10:30.
So you might think it's a good idea to stay up to watch the last episode of a Netflix show or a movie or stay up and playing a video game, but it's honestly the best idea that you can do is to go to bed early.
College pro tip number 4, try not to fail your classes. It's not fun to repeat a miserable course. This one's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people don't put the effort in for miserable classes, but honestly, think about it. Do you want to repeat a class that was miserable the first time? Because it's going to be just as bad the second time.
A lot of people also make the mistake of thinking that college is just like high school, but things that worked out for you for studying for high school, like for example not studying, might not work in college, especially since your classes are worth more. You're paying for your classes, you want to make sure to make the most of them.
Mm-hmm.
College pro tip number 5, if you feel like you are failing, it's okay because all the pain will be worth it in the end. Even if you feel like you might be failing, most of the time you're probably not. It's kind of overwhelming being a freshman in college and coming from high school where you know everybody, your classes aren't too hard, and you kind of know how things are. But college is full of new experiences, professors that probably teach the material faster than you're expecting, and it can just be a little bit overwhelming at times, but you just kind of have to stop, think, and breathe, and just relax and tell yourself that you can do this, and it will all be worth it in the end. Even if you feel quitting, don't quit.
And don't be afraid to use the extra resources like the library or the tutoring center. They're there to help you, so use them.
Exactly.
College pro tip number 6, even if you do fail, you will learn, and that is all that matters. Even if you end up failing a course, it'll be okay because failing's a learning experience.
If you fail a course, then you can learn the next time around, how to study better. Maybe take a different professor, because I know some professors, the professor has, an impact on whether or not you pass the class. Make a study group with people in your class. Ask the professor for help. Use the tutoring center. failing is basically a learning experience, and everybody fails at some point in their life. I know the first time that I actually failed an exam was in my physics 2 class. I got like a 50-something on it, and I was really crushed, but I learned from my mistakes, and I ended up getting like an 80-something on the next exam.
Mm-hmm. Even failing and even the worst experiences are still learning experiences, so make the most of them.
College pro tip number 7. Get yourself some great friends in college because nothing will be worth it without them.
This one's especially important to us because when I was a freshman, I didn't have many friends until winter semester, and we've had the same friends throughout the whole college experience.
Yeah, so definitely when I was a freshman, Amanda wasn't even at Oakland yet, so I just kind of sat by myself. I didn't really interact with people in my classes, except people that I knew from high school. Like, I'd have lunch with them and stuff. But it wasn't until we joined the dance team that we actually started making friends, and then I made a friend in my engineering class, and it just kind of grew from there. Friends of friends would come by and just hang out during the day, eat lunch.
College pro tip number 8. Make traditions with your friends for birthdays and holidays.
Obviously, this one's important as well, but only can really happen like once you have a friend group on campus. Once we had our friend group, we'd always make sure to celebrate everybody's birthdays. We'd always go to BD's across from Oakland, which is sadly closed now. And then we'd go to Coolio, which is like the frozen yogurt shop on like right across from Oakland.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to celebrate birthdays, still have get-togethers with your friends because spending time with people that you like is important because not everybody's going to like all the people in their classes.
College pro tip number 9. Laugh in spite of all the pain college is causing you.
So this one may seem like a turnoff, but college is hard. Everybody knows that. But you still need to have a really good balance of fun and work in order to make the college experience completely worth it.
I'm very guilty of this one because most of the time when I'm like stressed about a class or like I have like a lot to do, I kind of forget that it's important to have fun. But so it's important to give yourself a breather throughout the day. Take that extra hour to just hang out with your friends and kind of chill and just catch up because you'll miss your friends when you can't see them anymore.
Like we haven't been able to see them in a long time. College pro tip number 10. When you have to cry, cry, and then cry again because you cried. It's kind of worded a little weirdly, but basically we mean there will be things to be upset about, and there's going to be stress, and you're going to want to cry, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset about things.
Don't be afraid to show emotions. Obviously, everybody's human. Everybody has those moments where they feel like giving up. So have your cry, and then
get back to work.
Get back to it. Your mind will be cleared, and you'll feel better. College pro tip number 11. Take an improv class because you won't regret it. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, in the fall semester, Amanda and I took a class called Improving Life with Improv through the Honors College at Oakland, and it was honestly one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Yeah, so basically I was really, really reluctant to take this class because it was going to get me out of my comfort zone, and it really did, but it helped so much, and it was so fun, and we met so many good friends.
Yeah, it was like the least stressful class that I had that semester, and it was the only class that I really looked forward to because it was fun, and just like a nice way to kind of, like there was no homework, and like it was just a nice way to de-stress, not have to worry about anything.
Also, if you or anyone you know is going to Oakland, please join the Improv Club because we're a part of it. We made it after the class, and it's just a way everybody can get together, do improv, and you don't have to have acting experience either. We welcome all skill levels.
Exactly. So if you feel reluctant, like if it sounds like something interesting to you, then you should definitely try it. You don't have to have any experience at all in order to be able to do improv. Everybody has the capability to do improv, and everybody would enjoy it.
Everyone who knows me knows that I'm really shy, but this really helped. College pro tip number 12. If your life isn't crazy enough, then you're doing it wrong. So in high school, obviously, we were completely involved with everything. NHS, Key Club, all that kind of stuff.
Dance at the studio, not at the school, but at the studio.
And it's a lot harder to be involved in certain clubs at Oakland because maybe the meetings are over at class time. You have 4 classes, 16 credits. Doesn't sound like 4 classes would be that much work, but per credit, you should work 2 to 3 hours on that class a week. So it adds up. but you should be involved in at least one club so you get the social aspect and you have something for your resume.
Right, and it's better to be involved in like one or two things and dedicating a lot of time to that, and then rather than being involved in like 5 or 6 and not dedicating any time. Obviously, quality over quantity is more important here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just important, like Amanda said, to have like a social aspect. You might feel like in your freshman year you kind of just want to like go with the flow and like not really join any clubs.
And that's okay. You don't have
And that's okay. You don't have to, obviously, but I'd highly recommend that you have something social in your schedule.
And you might meet your friends. I mean, we met most of our friends through dance team.
I made the mistake of not really joining any clubs my freshman year, and I didn't really start joining things until my sophomore year. But then I was also dancing at the studio at the time, so it was kind of like my social thing. So just find a sport or a club to join. College pro tip number 13. Make friends with people in your major. Okay, I cannot stress enough how important this one is. It's not as important for your freshman year or not even really your sophomore year because you're still like just taking core classes and kind of getting to know like what your major is. But once you hit the major specific classes, you should find a group of 2 or 3 people to kind of like join forces with, to help each other on homework, start a study group to study for exams, possibly have like a project group already ready-made, because if you don't know anybody, it will be harder to just like join a group, especially if other people have already made groups.
I have one friend that's not in my engineering, and then I have a few that are mechanical engineers. I just met them this semester, which kind of sucks because we went remote, but it's okay. But you definitely need to find people that you know, because I got put into so many bad groups because I didn't have any friends. College pro tip number 14. Don't order your textbooks through the school bookstore unless absolutely necessary. Check other sellers like Amazon first. When I was a freshman, I wanted to order all my books through the school bookstore because they provide that link with you, direct link, but honestly, outside sellers like Amazon are a lot cheaper. As long as the ISBN numbers match, you should be okay with buying books on Amazon, or even renting books on Amazon. I did that for one of my classes in the fall semester. It worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, the bookstore definitely upcharges the amount that you have to spend on a book, especially if you're not going to be needing the book for the whole semester, or like most professors, like they post a book but you don't really need it. So my advice to you would also be to wait until you meet your professor and ask them like, hey, am I going to need this book? And if you don't really think you'll need the book, then don't waste the money on it.
The professor might actually provide you with an online PDF, and you just paid $150 for a book you got for free through your professor.
College pro tip number 15. It's okay. It's over now. It's self-explanatory. Basically, college is hard, and we know it. And you might struggle a bit, you might fail a little bit, but in the end, it will be all worth it.
You'll have experiences that a lot of people might not have. You'll have friends that will probably be your friends forever. Thanks for watching.
And remember to like and subscribe, and comment below if you'd like to see us do any other content.